Hey everyone, GC Smith here, and I'm here for a bit of a rant video today, a different kind of video discussion, and I do want your opinions below on this kind of situation. We're going to be talking about LoL today, and I want to put out a quick question at the very beginning of this video. Would you want me to do LoL content? Either videos of me playing LoL, or me covering, trying to do some commentary on LoL. It's a game I do enjoy, and I've recently reached level 30 and have started solo ranked games. And that brings me on to the discussion today. Solo ranked is a miserable pit. Unless you get really high ELO really quickly and play with skilled people, League of Legends, the low level ELO, under 1,000 ELO, and you're just put with the most idiotic people who can never accept responsibility for their stuff. Now, I accept that I'm not very skilled. Well, okay, I'm an okay player. I'm not a mega skilled player, and I'll never be the best skilled player. But the last game I'm playing, I was a jungle Fiddlesticks. I don't try and jungle very often, but with Fiddlesticks I enjoy it, and I'm trying to get into jungling. And I don't want to do jungling in normal games, because in normal games you either get idiots, you'd expect ranked people to be willing to play properly and therefore allow me to do my jungling to the best of my ability, because they are able to play their lanes well. So I'm in jungle, and at the end of the game I got a record of like 0 kills, 0 support, 5 deaths, no assists. Why? And now I accept some of that to my responsibility. I didn't play necessarily amazingly well, but they tried to report me for feeding when I kept asking them to stop pushing their lanes. Now, if you know what a jungler is, or if you know League of Legends, or you know a MOBA, you know a jungler is someone that stays in the lanes and tries to ambush the enemy champions, either getting kills or assisting your team in getting kills, and therefore getting gold from assists. So our lanes are pushing up the lane, and if you know what pushing is, it's when you basically are at their tower. You beat back the enemy champions, and you're forcing them to stay near their tower, which makes it impossible for me, as Fiddlesticks especially, to gank. Or very difficult to gank, and I'm not a skilled player enough to gank in those situations. And I did try ganks, but then the enemy champions walk back and they go, "Oh, that's such a terrible but gank." Right? At the end of the game, they're going, "Oh, we'll report you for feeding." Right? Now, in their lanes, they got repeatedly ganked by the opposing jungle, Mumu, which is a mummy, if you don't know, who was able to gank very well because we were pushing their lanes, so our champions were always up way past, close to their tower, so he had to jump out, stun, they'd get killed. They never got the enemy champions low because they could never hit them, because most of our guys barely had any poke to speak of. And poke is like the ability to hit champions at towers and stuff and do a bit of damage. So we were never able to, so they never got kills. Obviously they never warded their lane, so I could never see when they're about to be ganked. So I'm way out of position to be of any help. They then complain when I don't gank at any point during the game. Now I agree there was probably stuff I could have done or should have done. But I want to ask your opinion here, right? If you want your jungler to gank, shouldn't you not be... Do you think that, they should... And when I asked them to stay back, recede the lane, let the enemy push a bit, they should have done, right? I mean, by my perspective, I can't gank, if they have no wards, because I don't know if they've got junglers there. There were times when I went to gank and I just got ambushed by their enemy team because they had wards up, we didn't, so I couldn't see, and when they either were late at calling SS, or I just got ganked repeatedly in jungle. They got ganked repeatedly because they didn't have any wards, so they couldn't see when the junglers were getting ready to gank them. They were always out of position, they were always way up the lane, which meant the enemy team were in perfect position to gank. And I kept asking them when they were moaning about my ganking, just go back in lane. Right? They got to the point where the Amumu was so fed I couldn't hurt him. I was level 7 because I kept dying. I was like level 9 when they were all like level 13 because I kept dying, because I kept getting ganked in jungle, because every time I tried to gank I kept dying because they were never in position to allow me to gank properly. But they kept going, "Oh, you need to gank, or you're not doing ganks." And again, I accept the responsibility on my part. But do you think it was right to report someone like that when you're constantly out of position and not allowing me to gank? Ganking is a team effort. It's not all about the jungle as much as people want. You may moan at the jungle for not ganking, but if you're never in a position for the jungle to gank, then what am I meant to do? If you're always up lane, so if I gank, I'm just another champion on your lane, stealing experience and stealing your points. Right? The enemy champion actually needs to be in the lane, not by the tower, for me to gank, at least early game. late game I could probably ulti people at tower, but then by then they'll be fed enough, hopefully, on a minion to not notice it. To be able to reflect and basically tower kill me. These issues are there, and as the problem I have with ranked games at the moment is that people don't know how to play at the ELO. They're constantly moaning at people, and they seem to be little kids. So I think that's the end of my rant. What's your opinion on the situation? Do you think I should do League of Legends games? Although I do say that if I was to do League of Legends games, I would do them very rarely because obviously I'd need, I guess, to try and have people give me permission to allow me to video their games, or I need to video my own game, but I need to have the confidence to actually willingly video a game, knowing, in a situation where I may end up just dying repeatedly because the enemy team refused to do anything, or our team refused to play right. I mean, we had an AD carry feed 2 kills to their AD carry, meaning I'm stuck. I've got, their AD carry's fed. If I try and gank lane, he's likely to be able to kill me when our team's out of position. So anyway, do you want me to do this? And what are your opinion on ranked, solo ranked, especially League of Legends? Do you think, especially at low ELO, it's a hell pit of people that constantly pass blame onto others, always blaming people that have low? I mean, I understand there are people, if you've got 0 to 5, you're probably, you're not necessarily feeding. If the enemy team keep ganking you, well, there's nothing you can do. It's not you're feeding, it's you're constantly being ambushed. And they go, well, we'll stay near tower. Stay near tower, I'm a jungler. If I stay near tower, I can't do anything. You moan I don't jungle. You moan when I do jungle. Yeah. So just overall, what are your opinions? Put below, and hopefully I'll be getting another video out soon, both for wargaming and computer gaming videos out soon. Hope you're enjoying all the footage, and yeah, just any general League of Legends discussion below, especially regarding what I just said. So I'll see you next time.